What is the cost of living in Mauritius? In this video we are going to speak about housing, food, connectivity, health, transportation, education, and lifestyle. Housing. In Mauritius, we only pay a modest amount for our rental. Our partially furnished one-bedroom house, which doesn't include a pool, comes at a monthly cost of 15,000 rupees. When entering into a rental agreement, there are upfront costs to consider. Typically, you are required to pay a deposit equivalent to 1 month's rent, the first month's rent itself, and an additional 1-month rental fee to the agent. Therefore, your initial payment amounts to 3 times the usual monthly rent. It's important to factor in these costs when planning your budget for renting a house. Let us first discuss utilities, like electricity. The monthly electricity cost for us ranges from 3,500 to 4,000 rupees during winter, considering the use of one air conditioner. However, it's worth noting that having additional air conditioners can significantly increase the overall cost. For our friends who utilize multiple air conditioners, their winter electricity expenses are approximately 6,000 to 7,000 rupees. Water. Our water bill is very economic, typically amounting to a range of 200 to 300 rupees per month. This affordability contributes to the overall cost effectiveness of our utilities. Gas. Many Mauritians use gas to cook with, so do we. A gas bottle costs 230 rupees. House help. In Mauritius, the cost of house help is calculated on an hourly basis, which differs from the daily rate structure in South Africa. Our cleaning lady spends around 2 hours focusing on tasks like floor and kitchen cleaning. For these services, we pay her 400 rupees, equivalent to approximately 200 rupees per hour. However, at our friend's place, the rate is 500 rupees. The variation in payment can be attributed to factors such as the size of the house and negotiation agreements. In our case, the lower fee may be a result of negotiations made 3 years ago and the smaller size of our house. Gardener. For gardening services, we pay 400 rupees every time the gardener comes. The gardener uses a brush cutter to trim the small lawn, typically requiring maintenance once or twice a month. The service includes cutting the grass, but it doesn't involve picking up the cuttings or general weeding, which we handle ourselves. The entire task usually takes less than an hour, and the agreed upon fee is 400 rupees for the provided services. Pool. The cost of pool maintenance varies based on the size of the pool. For pools in Mauritius, the charges can range from 2,000 rupees to 3,000 rupees per month. Pool maintenance services typically include cleaning, pH level checks, and the addition of necessary chemicals to ensure proper water quality. In some rental contracts on the higher end, property owners may include the maintenance of both the garden and the pool. This inclusion helps ensure that these amenities are well taken care of, as the responsibility for their upkeep remains with the property owner, preventing potential neglect by the tenant. Food. Let us discuss groceries first. Our monthly grocery and food bill tends to be around 20,000 to 30,000 rupees. Each week, when we visit Super U, we consistently spend approximately 6,000 rupees. Despite efforts to control this figure, it remains within this range. It's worth noting that this cost is for a household of 2 people. The cost and quality of meat in Mauritius can be challenging due to the reliance on imports. For example, the lamb from New Zealand, while more affordable, may not meet the quality standards you're accustomed to. However, there has been improvement in the last 2 years, with new suppliers offering better quality cuts, albeit at a higher price. To provide a perspective, a fillet in South Africa costs around 220 to 250 rand per kilogram, whereas in Mauritius, it can be 3 times that amount. The higher prices in Mauritius are largely attributed to the fact that most goods, including meat, are imported, contributing to increased costs. It seems that while fresh milk might not be readily available in supermarkets, there is a diverse and satisfactory selection of cheeses. This reflects a varied culinary landscape where certain dairy products, like cheese, are well stocked and appreciated. It's interesting to note the dynamics of the bread situation in Mauritius. The fact that bread is subsidized by the state can be both a blessing and a curse. On the positive side, it makes bread more affordable for the local population. However, as you mentioned, this also contributes to a higher consumption of carbohydrates, potentially leading to health issues. The contrast in the quality and variety of bread in Mauritius compared to South Africa is intriguing. In South Africa, the emphasis on processed, long-lasting bread may have its drawbacks in terms of nutritional value. On the other hand, the freshness and lack of preservatives in Mauritian bread require it to be consumed promptly, promoting a more natural and potentially healthier option. If you leave the bread for a day, it becomes rock hard. The seasonality and relatively higher prices of vegetables in Mauritius compared to South Africa may be influenced by various factors, including the conversion of sugarcane fields to vegetable cultivation. While this shift contributes to increased vegetable production, it might not necessarily result in lower prices, especially if demand remains high. The cost disparity, such as the price of avocados being 85 rupees in Mauritius compared to 30 rupees in South Africa, can be attributed to factors like importation, local production capacity, and overall market dynamics. Importation costs and limited local production contribute to the higher prices for certain fruits and vegetables in Mauritius. Connectivity. Internet. The cost of internet in Mauritius varies depending on the package. I have a comprehensive package from Telecom that includes a landline, although we rarely use it. Additionally, the package includes a French bouquet of television stations on my T, featuring channels like National Geographic, all presented in French. All the movie channels are presented in French as well. Despite this, we appreciate the benefits of our 20 meg line, offering unlimited data per day. The internet and data services in Mauritius are not only affordable but also impressively fast. Recently, when I experienced issues with my line, the Telecom team promptly responded, resolving the problem within a day. They went the extra mile by replacing all the wiring to the house, ensuring a reliable and efficient connection. Additionally, in Mauritius, you have the option to subscribe to Canal Plus or DSTV for a broader range of television channels and content. These services provide an alternative for those seeking a diverse selection of international programming beyond the local offerings. Mobile phones. Our mobile phone expenses are quite reasonable, as we have a pay-as-you-go mobile contract with phones that are already paid off. For a 3 GB data allowance per day, the cost is 317 rupees per month. Additionally, we typically purchase 200 to 400 rupees of call time to connect with clients. This setup provides flexibility and control over our mobile expenses, catering to our specific usage needs. The mobile reception in our area is somewhat sketchy, even though we are centrally situated. To address this, we found it more convenient to use WhatsApp for making calls. The flexibility of using internet-based calling apps has become essential in overcoming the challenges posed by inconsistent mobile reception. Health. Doctors. Doctor visits in Mauritius typically range from 1,500 to 2,000 rupees per visit. Recently, Annalie had to undergo a dental procedure involving a crown on one of her teeth, which ended up costing us 25,000 rupees. The process required multiple visits over several weeks, making it a relatively expensive dental treatment. As an expat or tourist in Mauritius, you have the option to receive free medical treatment at state clinics or hospitals. I've had personal experiences where I was bitten by dogs twice and had a cut on my hand. On all 3 occasions, I received top-notch healthcare at the Trialet clinic, and the best part was that the treatment and medicines were provided free of charge. This exemplifies how the state in Mauritius supports the well-being of its residents and visitors by offering accessible and cost-free healthcare services. The main hospitals in Mauritius include Darn, Welkin, and Sea Care Labs. These healthcare facilities play a crucial role in providing paid medical services and contributing to the overall health infrastructure in the country. Health insurance. Health insurance is an additional expense, and in South Africa, you have a Discovery Health Insurance plan that falls under the Africa benefit. This plan allows you to receive treatment at select hospitals in Mauritius if hospitalization is needed. The cost for this plan is 8,000 rupees. Having such insurance ensures coverage and access to medical services, offering peace of mind in the event of health-related needs. Indeed, There are options for health insurance in Mauritius through providers like Alliance or Cigna. However, it's worth noting that comprehensive health insurance plans from international providers can be relatively expensive, potentially costing thousands of euros per year. You might also get health insurance with local companies like Swan in Mauritius, but take care they do not cover existing illnesses. Medicine. Medicine in Mauritius doesn't seem to be expensive. In fact, it appears to be more affordable than in South Africa. Transportation. Cars. Cars in Mauritius come with a hefty price tag due to a 100% tax on imported vehicles. As a result, the cost of cars is considerably high. For instance, a Toyota Raider double cab is priced at 2.3 million rupees, while a smaller vehicle like a Kia Picanto carries a price tag of 630,000 rupees. The significant import tax plays a crucial role in driving up the overall cost of owning a car in Mauritius. When we first arrived on the island 5 years ago, our budget for a car was around 400,000 rupees, targeting an older model. Despite the relatively modest budget, we spent 2 to 3 weeks diligently exploring various lots in search of a suitable vehicle with enough loading space to accommodate my larger paintings. Eventually, we settled on the Opel Astra hatchback, which offered a decent boot space and met our requirements. The cost of my car was 320,000 rupees. While the car has provided reliable service, in retrospect, considering the transportation needs for our paintings, opting for a pickup truck might have been a more suitable choice. To keep the car registered annually, it's essential to maintain up-to-date insurance. I pay approximately 10,000 rupees per year for car insurance. Additionally, for cars older than 10 years, a yearly fitness test is required. The cost of this test is reasonable, and my last visit incurred a fee of 400 rupees, making it a relatively pain-free process. Car rental. The monthly cost for renting a small car in Mauritius ranges from 20,000 to 22,000 rupees. Prices may vary depending on the season, with rates potentially fluctuating between peak and off-peak periods. For short-term rentals, the daily rate is approximately 1,500 rupees. These rental options provide flexibility for individuals who prefer not to own a vehicle or need temporary transportation solutions. Petrol costs 69 rupees per litre and diesel 63 rupees per litre at the time of this video. Bus. Many Mauritians opt for bus transportation, considering its affordability and convenience. For example, the cost of a one-way air-conditioned bus trip from Grand Bay to Port Louis is 48 rupees. Additionally, there is an option for a monthly pass, which comes at a cost of 1,000 rupees, providing regular commuters with a cost-effective and efficient mode of transportation. Elderly people over 65 years old travel for free. Car wash. The cost of a car wash in Mauritius is typically around 250 rupees. Although you usually wash your car yourself, occasionally taking it to a professional car wash can provide a thorough cleaning. It's important to note that the best car wash services tend to be busy, and you might need to wait for at least an hour. However, the end result is often worth it, as your car will appear as if it underwent a comprehensive valet. Education. We will first look at schooling. In Mauritius, education is free in state schools, but private schools come with a significant cost. For example, friends with 2 younger children in a private school pay 36,000 rupees per month. It's worth noting that as children progress to higher grades, the fees tend to increase. Additionally, gaining entrance to these private schools can be challenging due to factors such as limited availability and high demand. The cost and admission challenges make private education a substantial financial commitment for families in Mauritius. Lifestyle. Eating out. Dining out in Mauritius can be relatively expensive. For instance, a pizza in Mauritius typically costs between 450 to 500 rupees. To provide a comparison, a similar pizza in South Africa would cost half that amount. The difference in pricing reflects variations in the cost of living, local economic factors, and pricing structures in each respective country. The cost of living in Mauritius, including dining expenses, can be relatively high. For example, a bottle of wine is typically priced at 3 times the amount you would find in South Africa. At restaurants, the markup can be even higher. On average, A meal for 2 people would cost around 1,000 to 1,500 rupees. Food courts in Mauritius offer a more budget-friendly dining option, with a plate of noodles or fried rice typically costing between 220 to 250 rupees. When it comes to coffee, at Artisan, a cappuccino is priced at 90 rupees for a small cup and 140 rupees for a large cup. While the cost is slightly higher than in South Africa, the delicious and high-quality coffee justifies the expense for many. Golf. Mauritius boasts 10 world-standard golf courses, some designed by renowned figures like Ernie Els. However, joining a golf club in Mauritius comes with a significant cost, often requiring an investment of around 1 million rupees to become a club member. Additionally, green fees for playing 18 holes can amount to around 2,500 rupees. The high costs associated with golf club memberships and playing fees reflect the exclusivity and quality standards of these golf courses in Mauritius. Gym. Gym membership at Synergy is 4,000 rupees and 1,900 per month. We stay in the north and there are several well-established gyms around like RM and Forbach. Paddle tennis has gained popularity in Mauritius, and a convenient option for enthusiasts is urban sport, located within walking distance. The cost for a game of paddle tennis at Urban Sport is 450 rupees for an hour and a half. To make the reservation process more convenient, they offer an app where you can easily book a court. Yacht Club. Access to the yacht club in Mauritius typically requires having the right connections and owning a boat. With a membership of 1,000 individuals, the club operates with a certain level of exclusivity. For those wishing to dine during lunch hours, being accompanied by a club member is a prerequisite for service. Hiking is a widely enjoyed activity in Mauritius, and one of the popular destinations for this is the Black River Gorges Park. Spanning 60 kilometers, the park offers a network of trails that wind through the lush and scenic landscapes. It's a favorite spot for nature enthusiasts and hikers, providing diverse trails with varying levels of difficulty and showcasing the island's natural beauty. Pedicure and nails. The cost of a pedicure or nail treatment in Mauritius tends to align with European prices and is generally more expensive than what you would pay in South Africa. The prices are often reflective of the cost of living, business operational expenses, and the standard of service offered in the region. Therefore, clients can expect to pay more than double the amount they might pay for similar services in South Africa. Haircut. I only pay 100 rupees for a haircut, whereas in South Africa, I would expect to pay 3 times that amount. Conclusion. Mauritius maintains a 15% tax rate, which is why many companies open an office here. The average salary in Mauritius is relatively modest, ranging from 25,000 to 30,000 rupees. This income disparity results in varying lifestyles among the population. A foreigner must earn 60,000 rupees to get a work permit. Remember to subscribe and see you in the next video.